Alright, beautiful.
Alrighty, turn this.
Alright, back from being banned.
Yeah, so what happened there? Our praise of Pfizer got banned for misinformation.
Yeah, bro. So YouTube got an email saying YouTube has taken down a video for misinformation and fake news. So we have one more warning left on YouTube.
One more strike and we're out.
If we piss them off, then they're taking down the channel.
Oh, geez. So what episode are we on now? We're on episode 22?
Yeah, 22.
22.
So, but you remember when we search us up, bro? So, I don't think you need to search us up. Can you? Oh, we can.
No, you can. So our last one on YouTube was episode 20, so 21 would have been
the last
the
one?
Pfizer one.
Yeah, so this is going to be...
21's an evil number.
21, bro. So this is going to be episode number 22.
Sorry, number 22.
If we don't get banned. Which I fairly might. Because we're going to talk about... let's talk about Elsagate, bro. Fucking YouTube.
We're going to talk about little kids.
This fucking person really fucks. So YouTube bans us, but they've still got stuff like Elsagate going on. So, yeah, what is Elsagate, bro? Fucking Elsagate's fucking creepy, eh?
What's a gate? And what's
gate is usually just a kind of like that tends to be like a conspiracy theory slash like political term, like Watergate. So it tends to be like a conspiracy that turns out to be true.
Yeah.
Like Pedogate or Pizzagate, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Elsagate, it's fucking creepy. Yeah. Did you read about it?
I watched a YouTube video about it, and it seemed to be about a whole host of shows, particularly on YouTube, showing, and they're meant to be kid shows.
Yeah.
And they showed very, very horrifying ways of teaching kids. Like with one of them was with needles and syringes. So there was a particular video about loading colours, right? Red, blue, and green. And one of the ways they showed that was as a cartoon, and then sometimes like these characters dressed up as superheroes, and they'd have a syringe, like a red syringe, and they try to stab another person, and that person would turn red, and that's how they would teach the colours, the main colours, which was quite a disturbing way of doing it. And apparently the amount of views these videos had were quite high as well. Sometimes in the millions, other times in the hundreds of thousands. I think some people thought they were inflated as well. There are ways of inflating views of these videos, thus bringing them out to recommended parts of YouTube. But I believe a lot of these videos have been banned off YouTube.
I think so.
I'm not sure if some of these still exist, but it's quite a disturbing way of teaching kids, you know, very basic things. Because like when we were kids, the shows were quite innocent.
Yep.
Right. None of them involved stabbing other people with syringes in such a very like Nightmare on Elm Street, like horror movie type.
Okay.
Way. So that was my take on it.
Okay.
Looking at it very.
Okay. Well, also guys, it's essentially just pedophilia. There's this. What it is videos of like people dressed up as like Spider-Man or like Frozen's Elsa. That's where the name comes from. Like,
from Frozen.
Yeah, from Frozen.
Yeah.
And it'd be like Spider-Man and Elsa playing bedroom with fingers, and the videos them like killing each other and then like fingering themselves. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's always recommended on the YouTube kids pages, and like, you know, it just randomly come up. You can look at Dora the Explorer, the second video will be like an Elsagate video of like Dora doing some sexual activity. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I printed up a few news articles about it.
And I think the key part of it is it's not targeted to adults. It's not like a South Park type animation where it's targeted to adults. It's MA15 plus.
Yeah.
This is targeted to kids.
Yeah,
this is meant for child education.
Yeah. So what is Elsagate? Videos that fall into the category of Elsagate are easy to recognize. Raw, extremely low budget, low effort, and populated with unlicensed Disney characters behaving oddly to the tune of nursery rhymes. Most are a mess of garbled dialogue and nonsensical activity. Here's an example, here's another. There's no value to any of these videos. So it's weird, but they've got like this luridly coloured vomit is being pushed through a vast pipeline connected through keywords and highlighted by YouTube's algorithms. So people say it's either a lazy cash grab or it's pedophiles on the internet trying to find kids to like have sex with, essentially. And like normalize the idea of like a little kid will see it and see it heaps of times of like Elsa's frozen, is Elsa doing some weird sexual things, so that when the pedophile starts grooming the little child, they're like, oh,
It feels like a familiar.
yeah, it feels like a familiar,
Yeah.
a familiar thing. There's even a scientific paper on
That's
it.
interesting.
Dude, fucking, dude,
It's a scientific paper.
this shit goes deep. So the scientific bit about combating the Elsagate phenomenon, deep learning architectures for disturbing cartoons from the University of Campinas from Brazil. And so the abstract essentially, watching cartoons can be useful for children's intellectual, social, and emotional development. However, the most popular video sharing platform today provides many videos with Elsagate content. Elsagate is a phenomenon that depicts child characters in disturbing circumstances, gore, total humor, drinking urine. Even with this threat easily available for children, there is no work in the literature addressing the problem. As the first to explore disturbing content in cartoons, we proceed from the most recent pornography detection literature applying deep convolutional neural networks combined with static and motion information of the video. Our solution is compatible with mobile platforms and achieve 92.6. The goal is not only to introduce a first solution, but also bring up the discussion around Elsagate, which is really, really interesting. Because these videos aren't the first, and they're not going to be the last, of like essentially disturbing content like this being aimed towards children for reasons unknown. Either it's like a cash grab, or it's like pedophiles just essentially like prospecting for children on the internet, like, using YouTube algorithms. Because you still find Elsagate videos on YouTube, right? You can type in like,
The only Elsagate videos I've seen is when people have reported on them and they've played back the videos. I've never actually found. I haven't spent much time on them. But the only videos I've seen is people showing them on YouTube and talking about them.
type in Dora the Explorer injection or something. Dora the Explorer
Explorer injection.
or something like that. Yeah, let's see what it comes up. The Dora Explorer visit to the hospital adventure. Is that still legit?
Yeah,
this seems legit.
Yeah, it seems like.
This seems legit. It's more when you go down the suggested, and it just keeps going on and on. It's weird, bro. Because I've done like live searches with these where you just like you type in like a cartoon and then you just keep going through the suggested, and eventually you find some weird like a little girl dancing or something like that. It's fucking weird shit. So it's sort of looks like probably Dora the Explorer. Let's say we go down to like I'm gonna type in. Let's go like Dora the grown up. What is this? Dora's back and she's playing Job of the Machine of this. This is the legitimate show. Here's the Essential Vine compilation. And then we go down to suggested. Eventually there'll be, if you keep doing this, eventually you're gonna find like essentially like little children dancing. But anyway, it's fucking weird shit.
You could sort it. I'll try and find it.
Yeah, so you gotta start with like a cartoon like Spider-Man, and then you just gotta keep going down through the suggested, and you'll find something really, really disturbing. But that's essentially like the whole entire Elsagate conspiracy that he goes into. Yeah, there's videos on YouTube of like little children being naked and dancing, and all the comments are like, oh look, she's a good sort, or you know, $100,000, I'll pay for her. And this was all like became a lot more public knowledge through this whole Elsagate phenomenon, because all these videos were being put onto YouTube Kids, which is essentially YouTube's like kids channel for like kids cartoons. But the weird thing is no one knows where these videos came from, and still no one fucking knows where they came from. They're still out there, but just no one talks about it as much. They're there a lot less, but they still.
So has anyone been charged for any of these videos?
No.
Or we're just suspecting someone's behind this due to the random.
Well, someone is behind it. Someone's making the videos, but no one knows who they are. And they're just it's weird. It's fucking bizarre. But ever since this occurred, there's been other cases of this occurring. Like, have you heard of the wayfair furniture human trafficking conspiracy, that's fucking creepy. Where Wayfair furniture, they had like cabinets, like the most like basic cabinet for like, you know, 1,200, you know, for $12,000, and the name of the cabinet would be like, would be just weird. It would be like a pedophilia symbol,
Yeah.
or so a pedophilia term that you find on the dark web, followed by a name. And then they found that those names were also the names of those times that had children missing. Fucking, the most weirdest fucking shit. So here's a news article about it. So Wayfair denied Friday that he's selling expensive furniture on his website as a front for human trafficking. A conspiracy theory is circulating on social media claiming that Wayfair's website was being used for sex trafficking. A Reddit user on Thursday posted a screen grab of Wayfair's website showing armories that cost 5 figures with human names for the products, which led the user to speculate whether the pricey cabinets were in fact people for sale. Obviously, they denied it, but it's weird, man. It's the theory that said, is it possible Wayfair involved in human trafficking with their WFX utility collection, or these extremely overpriced cabinets? Yeah, this is where it will be. Essentially, that the Wayfair conspiracy theory promoted people to use a Russian search engine to search for stock keeping unit numbers, the SKU, that corresponds with Wayfair products that return images with children in bathing suits. That's where the shit gets fucking weird, bro. Where you start looking at the comments, a lot of people would have on these Elsagate videos, there'll be weird numbers or weird terms, and you look them up, and it's all to do with human pedophilia.
Yeah.
Fucking scary shit, bro.
So, I guess the probability of this happening is, I think it's decent. Like, think about human trafficking at the moment. It's still a serious issue.
Of course it is.
It's a fucking serious issue.
Yeah.
And doesn't it occur a lot on like those chat sites? So
Yes.
like those video, like those porn.
Yes.
Like happens a lot in porn. It happens a lot in those video cam sites. A lot of them get sold into human trafficking, and they get told to dance or entertain or whatever. So why can't it happen on something as innocent as YouTube?
Exactly. It's a great way to milk it, especially if you know how the algorithms work and you can target young children.
Yeah.
It's genius. So that's actually really, really smart if you're a pedophile to do that. But the thing is, it's just really, really weird how a lot of people aren't talking about this, and it's always seen as like a crazy conspiracy theory. When really it isn't, bro.
Maybe it's something that just seems so distant from our normal lives.
Exactly. So this is where we get into, this is where the coding is banned off YouTube, but this is where we go into the whole pedophiles control the fucking world, bro. So, Elsagate was we obviously goes to Epstein. So obviously when Elsagate came out, that's when the whole theories of pedophiles control the world, etc. So that was more just like a crazy conspiracy theory. That was in 2017. Then you had 2019, you had the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. But before that, you had the WikiLeaks leak of Pizzagate. This is where it gets fucking deep. So Pizzagate, bro. How do we even start with Pizzagate? Pizzagate is a theory that all the world leaders in the world essentially are in on this human trafficking game. And they harvest the blood of young children to keep them young forever. Now, if you look up Pizzagate and Google, it's going to tell you it's debunked. It's one of the only conspiracies to say that.
Oh, it's debunked. Yeah.
It's debunked.
It went viral during 2016
Yeah.
presidential election cycle. It's been extensively discredited by a wide range of organisations, including the police.
So the theory was that there was a whole bunch of dumped WikiLeaks files, and that they found that it started with Comet Ping Pong. Comet Ping Pong is a pizza shop in Washington DC that's owned by I can't remember the guy's name, James F. Feloniantis, which was like a massive political donor. And if you went on the Comet Ping Pong Instagram page and on their Facebook page, they had pictures of little girls being abused. Right? And this is true. I don't get you can look up the pictures yourself. You can't use Google, you can use DuckDuckGo. Google takes them down. But there's videos of all these kids in buckets of tomato sauce with satanic imagery at the back and pedophilia symbols at the back, and no one knows. And once that became an incident viral thing on the internet. A lot of people started commenting on the Facebook. Like if you look at the comment ping on Facebook page, it's hilarious. The comments are hilarious. But and all the reviews about them being like a satanic pedophile cult. And then all the pictures got taken down. And people were like, what the fuck's going on here? Then we started finding out that a lot of politicians would go to this pizza shop regularly. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Why are they going to this pizza shop for? And then eventually then it became like mainstream news. And the most, in my opinion, the most pedophilic version was when it became mainstream was when Ben Swan, which was a journalist, I think he worked for CNN, did a 10-minute like expose on it, like what the fuck is going on? Why are all these politicians going to this pizza shop that's riddled with pedophilia symbols? And then he got fired. And then just go on, fake news, Pizzagate's fake news, don't fucking talk about it. It's Russian propaganda, etc., etc.
So what? Okay.
And that was before Epstein.
Where's this pizza shop?
In Washington DC.
In DC, okay. And what did they have and do that was strange? Like, did they have artwork?
Yeah.
With what, pedophilic and satanic symbols?
Yes. If you look up,
And what did they do?
they regularly have
Elsagate symbols.
going on DuckDuckGo. They won't come up on Google. But they had what's the word? But yeah, a lot of politicians obviously went. They got to go on DuckDuckGo to look it up because Google would just block it up, block it out. But it goes to the whole pedophiles are controlling the world thing. So if you go, Pizzagate symbols, then you go on images. And you can just type in like Pizzagate Instagram or so these are the these are symbols of the. You can look them up on like. What's
so it's got a triangle with
yes. So these symbols they're also through a lot of media. That's what a lot of pedophiles will use to communicate online.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously all these symbols, we're in the pizza shop. And people are like, what the fuck? And I'm posting shit like that. And people are like, what the fuck's going on here? That's obviously the symbols in Elsagate. And a lot of again, people are like, what the fuck's going on here? Well,
it's very strange.
Yeah, why
a random pizza shop to have these symbols that correlate to pedophilia.
Yeah, and these were the Instagram photos, like pictures like this. If you look up Pizzagate, you go Pizzagate.
What the fuck? It's trying to shut us.
Yeah, bro. So this is where the shit gets weird, bro. So if you look at these were like the photos that were on the but there was like photos of like abused children, stuff like that was all over it. And people were like, what's going on here? And why is this owned by the biggest donor of the then Democratic Party? And why are all these politicians going here?
Yeah.
It made no sense. And then the fact that it's so widely discredited and that no one can talk about it is fucking, I don't know, just it's bizarre. The photos like that.
You can talk.
Yeah, photos like that. And then you look up all these, and all the comments were like stuff about touching the children. So there was like photos like that, photos like that, photos like that, which is one of the creepier ones. Photos like that. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird shit, bro. Yeah, that was the photos on the Instagram page. It's fucking weird, bro.
Drag, DC gays, bearded drag, blood, Halloween.
Yeah, so that was on in the comment on the comment.
Okay, but that was Halloween though.
Yeah. Who the fuck posts shit like that?
Yeah, it's Halloween.
And targets it towards children.
It's Halloween. If that was Halloween, I think that's understandable.
Okay, cool. What the fuck is this?
No, it's over. New seating are a procedure for your youngest guests.
This is pretty cool, bro. Yeah. And then all these photos
they're tying up the child.
Yeah, they're tying up the child. And all the photos got taken down. Like as soon as this became a conspiracy, all these photos got like taken down and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, bro. And then you look at all the people who come to this, and you look at all the artwork that they have in their house. It's fucking creepy shit, bro. And then they sent these pedophile symbols like everywhere. And they're also, yeah, they're pictures like that and shit. Yeah, it's fucking weird. But anyways,
It's a beautiful out, come visit. It's got a dick spurting out little pizza slices. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we go into the...
Even Halloween, that's a bit too.
Yeah, into the theories that pedophiles control, essentially just control the world.
Wow.
So it's really, really weird. So that guy, yeah.
John Podesta, he was a donor?
Yeah, Antonio Podesta. And if you look at their, and Maria Ambrovic, so all these Satanists we were talking about before.
Yeah, they're related. Right?
Yeah, so Tony Podesta, and his artwork has a lot of pictures of children being raped in his house. Same with his brother John Podesta. And they're all best friends together. So what the fuck is going on? So it's really, really bizarre. And the fact that you can't talk about this in the mainstream and like without being labeled as a crazy person is very, very bizarre. And you're gonna start noticing that these pedophilia symbols are everywhere. Within like.
So what does this triangle one mean?
It means boiler.
Boiler.
So the boy lover, like you want like a little boy.
Right.
So when the WikiLeaks emails were leaked, they found that a lot of emails, obviously going towards Epstein or going towards all these politicians, had code words for pedophilia, like I want pizza.
Yeah.
Boy lover. I want pizza. This. So like Obama.
That's right. Yeah. Because the leaked emails. That's right. They had all these symbols.
Yeah, and all these symbols and all these code words were being used, and they're all meeting up at this common pizza shop. It's fucking weird. Fucking weird shit, man. Like, you can't say that this shit isn't weird. Yeah, that's like the artworks like that all over the Podesta house, where it's just like a little boy being raped by 4 weird red figures.
What's wrong with that? It's erotic. No. Yeah, that's very disturbing.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, creepy
so
shit, bro.
where...
Yeah,
don't tell me Anthony Bourdain was in...
Yeah, of course it was.
Fuck, I love that guy.
Yeah, bro. What are these cunts, bro?
Anthony Bourdain.
Uncle Jackson, bro. Pedogate. So Pedogate is a fucking...
Clinton's been around.
Yeah, Clinton's very evil fucks, bro. But yeah, Pedogate documentary. You gotta watch that on BitChute though. That one was a hectic documentary.
Fucking Bourdain.
Everyone's on this shit, bro.
Is Justin Bieber as well?
I don't know, bro.
You missed 2 stupid.
I really don't know.
So where does Pizzagate lead us? Because I was looking to Epstein again.
It leads to essentially Epstein.
It leads to Epstein. Right?
Yeah, it leads to Epstein and how like all these elites, I mean, essentially.
He has to be the most sophisticated child molester to have ever lived, right?
Yeah, he's fucking genius, bro. Well, child molesters are pretty like smart to not get caught.
Yeah, because it's interesting. You said the world's run by pedophiles.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think the world is run by very smart people who divert that way of thinking into fucking evil shit.
Yes.
That's how they get away with it.
Yeah, definitely.
But Epstein was a brilliant guy.
Yeah, he was smart.
He went from like junior to partner in like a financial firm in 4 years.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
4 years.
That is ridiculous. But yeah, this is fucking weird. And then you look at just like the current US president, all the videos of him touching children when he's grooming. It just points to the theory that a lot of these people are probably just pedophiles. Yeah, Pizzagate leads you back to Elsagate in the sense that the pedophilia is now trying to be normalized throughout the mainstream media. It's kind of sounding like this the new gay rights thing, where it's kind of like, you know, being a pedophile is okay. Let's talk about it. If you have these feelings towards children, so when stuff like this happens and people look at it, it's like, okay, they're normal. They're allowed to be pedophiles. Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah, really, really interesting. Yeah, Pizzagates, you can go for hours about that one. That one, I don't. I've forgotten a lot about, but it's all to do with emails and the pedophilia symbols coming up with all the rich politicians and all the politicians going to this pizza shop that's owned by a person that owns the politicians, and they've got pictures of little kids being raped. It's bizarre. Really, really bizarre. You know, yeah, pictures like that. There's like kids with like $0 in all the comments. Fucking weird shit. That's why they're trying to normalize pedophilia through the mainstream media now.
How are they doing that?
Through a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies showing underage people as like beautiful, like that Netflix show.
Oh, yeah, the Netflix. Yeah, I remember that.
There was a Netflix show about it. I can't remember what it was called, but it had like 12-year-old girls twerking on it. Because I think
Netflix.
I think it was,
12-year-old.
I think it got taken down.
Yeah, I think it did.
Oh, I don't know what it was
Well,
called.
not going Google. Not getting much there. Yeah, I better not do images of this.
Yeah, you know what? You know what?
I'm good. I'll type in conspiracy, okay, cops? Because I'm researching.
Yeah. Yeah, sexualizing. Yeah, this one.
Why am I getting good movies for talking?
Yeah, this is legally defined as pedophilia.
Yeah, what was it called? Mignones?
Cuties.
Mignones. Cuties.
Yeah, cuties. It was there.
Story of 11-year-old Amy, a Senegalese Muslim girl who was in a poor neighborhood in France. She joins a group of young girls who perform hyper-sexualized dance routines, including imitating an adult twerking dance group.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. And that stuff like this being pushed into the mainstream media in order to legalize pedophilia. Like you said, the TEDx talk, but it's about pedophilia.
No, I haven't.
Because of how like pedophilia is like the new transsexual.
Mm.
It's like, no, that's not fucking okay. It's nothing. No, it's creepy. So that's why this Pizzagate conspiracy is so, like, it's one of the only conspiracies where you can't talk about it at all. Like, you can still talk about 9/11, you can still talk about JFK, you can't talk about Pizzagate.
Mm.
Bring that up? Nah, zero. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You cannot talk about it. No matter how much evidence and proof and emails and videos that you have, no, you can't talk about it. Take it down. Fucking creepy shit, bro.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic because obviously this is an example where it's a show, right? It's a show that's getting through mainstream channels. But don't you think girls are kind of lured to perform these acts at a younger age?
But why though?
With technology, right?
Yes.
Snapchat, TikTok, they're showing off their bodies
Yes.
at a younger age.
Yes.
So they're doing it
Yes.
because they're seeing it as well.
Yes.
So is it something that's already normalized?
But when has there ever been a film about 11-year-olds twerking? That's not like a porn film, but like a pedophile film, essentially. And why is that normal?
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, doesn't it kind of already exist?
Yes, but this is
Social. I know this is
yes,
this is an example of a show
yes.
normalizing it. I'm just wondering if this culture is already there and it's just made its way onto a TV show.
Well, the culture it is already there. I mean, the whole idea.
Because pedophiles they probably go on TikTok. They'll probably
Yeah.
go on those chat websites. They lure young
Yes.
women through those channels
Yes.
already. Right? Yeah, this is just proof that it's made its way
Is it?
to entertainment, to
But there's
public
a
entertainment.
director out there who's our age and older, and a whole bunch of them that thought this was okay
Yeah.
for social justice.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. And this will slowly start becoming the norm as time goes on. In order for people, that's
Yeah.
what I reckon.
That's interesting because I think we're moving to. There's a culture now where we're trying to normalize everything.
Yes, that's not good.
We're trying to normalize things that were not normally normalized.
Yeah, no, there's a reason why pedophilia is not.
And there's a reason why
Yeah.
certain things are not normalized.
Yes.
Because they're evil.
Yeah,
Or they're disgusting.
they're disgusting.
Right?
But
So I guess this is the dark side of social justice and equality, right?
yeah, you can't make everything okay because then it's like
Because there are people out there thinking, why can't 11-year-old girls dance in a sexualized manner? Why? If 18-year-old girls can do it, why can't 11-year-old girls?
and then you lower the age of consent.
Yeah.
That's what it gets.
That's the disturbing part.
That is a disturbing part. And that's why you have to talk about this.
Because you can rationalize it in that way.
Of course you can.
If your belief is that people are equal, they deserve to be treated the same. You
Yeah.
essentially evaporate all those boundaries you
Yes. the
the
pedophiles.
child protection.
Exactly, and then pedophiles become normal. They become victims of the system,
Yeah.
as opposed to they should be studied and helped. Fuck the fuck out of me. Because there is a growing field in scientific research allowing that pedophiles are victims. Like
I think they are to an extent.
what do you mean?
I like what. Obviously, the victims of pedophilia are, it's horrendous, right?
Yep.
I couldn't even imagine what that would be like, right? But don't you find it interesting what motivates the perpetrator? Surely there's an issue there.
Yeah, there is.
Surely there's an issue.
There is definitely an issue. So
Is it power? Is it clearly competence is an aspect of it? They're very competent people.
Well, are they just generally sexually attracted to kids? But then again, the act of raping a kid, that's not okay. But then it goes to if you have the thought but don't act, like we've all thought, I want to kill my boss. We don't act on it. These people have the thought of, oh, I get off to 3-year-olds, but they don't act on it. Is that bad? That's a really interesting question, eh? Is it bad? Or is it just...
So you're saying it's normal to have those thoughts, but we normally suppress it because we don't have the competence or the power to actually act it out?
Yes, I mean, we've all thought...
Or we have a conscience.
Yeah, we have a conscience. I think
the conscience.
Yeah, the morals and ethics.
Yeah.
Because we won't kill our boss because he pissed us off. We think, oh, fucking piece of shit, we're bashing, but like...
But also the repercussions are serious.
Also.
But you get to Epstein's level.
Yeah.
He's smart. He's powerful. He can get away with it.
Yeah.
So to him, the repercussions were nothing.
Yes. But he still did it. And so do,
He still did it,
and so do all these rich politicians
Yeah.
and actors. They still do it. They still participate in this culture of
Yeah.
normalizing pedophilia and
But he did it. He was very smart. He did it. He created a reward for the girls.
yeah.
He gave them money. He said, "Oh, I'll give you opportunity. I'll help you study. I'll help you travel." And then they got more money. He turned it into a pyramid scheme where he gave them more money if they could recruit more.
Yeah.
So he's not doing much. He's actually not doing much.
It's actually it's fucking
So he puts a lot of the benefit in their court, essentially,
Yeah.
in return for sexual favor. It's like fucking disgusting, absolutely disgusting. But it's very smart.
Very, very smart.
That's how he got away with it.
So he's just monetizing the pedophilia world. But what I'm trying to say is that if you have the thought of being attracted to a young girl, but you don't act on it, but you get help for it, it's fucking weird. It's a weird fucking question, eh? Because people who rape little children, obviously they're thrown in jail. They shouldn't be normalized. But normalizing the idea that it's okay to be attracted to young people as long as you don't act on it.
How does that help the situation?
That doesn't help the situation at all. Because that'll lead
That
to
makes it more accepting.
more accepting, which means eventually...
That gets rid of the barriers.
Because then you have the exact opposite of that. You have like the 11-year-olds that want to experiment with a 40-year-old, and you create a whole...
But and then you're with that environment, you're creating consent.
Yeah.
For the 11-year-old, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
You're creating an environment where the 11-year-old is more likely to consent to it.
Well, that's what this documentary is. This Netflix show, sorry.
Yeah.
Because they're 11. They don't know what they're doing. They're 11. Look at them.
But they don't know what they're doing, but they seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah, because you're an actor. You're 11. Yeah. Imagine we're 11 years old. Oh, I have a Netflix show. I don't do anything for a Netflix show when you're 11.
So I don't know what's going in the minds of a pedophile. Do they think, fuck, the girls enjoy it, they can make their own decision, they enjoy it?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Like, I don't know. What's the thought? What is the actual thought of it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's weird. Because then
do they think it's just a number? Do they think that age is just a number? Whatever.
Maybe their brains are hardwired that way to believe that they're just sexually attracted to children for whatever reason. Maybe that's the way they were born. But then it goes to why would humans... Then it goes to the very nature of like what it means to be a human. If we all dodge that bullet of being attracted to children. If that was a thing. Or is it like...
I don't know, man. I've never had that thought.
I've never had that fucking thought.
I've never
had that fucking thought.
And it's not like... something I'm hiding yet. Like, yeah, I had it in the shower. Never. Have I ever had that thought?
Never. It's just
So
weird.
I don't know how you could be hardwired to do that. Maybe there is.
Yeah, maybe there is. But then it goes into the deeper question of what it means to be a fucking human. Because I mean, humans are capable. Because humans are capable of all great. That's what Jordan Peterson says. That, you know, humans, all the evil in the world is done by humans. We're all human. That's fucking.
Yeah, I don't know. And one of my theories was that pedophiles can't get access to women that they normally do, but that's not true either.
That's not true.
Because Epstein had a wife.
Yeah. She's going next. I wonder how she's going now, bro. What's up with
Yeah, was she Prince Andrew as well?
Yeah, bro. Oh, fucking Prince
How funny was that?
Fuck, bro. Yeah, they're all pedophiles.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him because he went. He came out and spoke about his relationship to Epstein, and in response to the question about, oh, why did you say at his place so many times? He's like, oh, it was just convenient.
Yeah, well, that's what the whole Pizzagate theory is exposed. All this shit that, all these rich police, the Prince Andrew thing, bro, he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
The much money there is in human trafficking. The royal British family, they're all human traffickers, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all fucking pedophiles, bro. Yeah, pedophilia is not okay, bro. So we've got to talk about this shit. So when stuff like this occurs, we can be like, it's not okay. It's not social justice. Nothing to do with justice. This is just guilt.
And yeah, I really think we should be condemning it. We should be limiting its exposure, but still, like, what causes it? I don't know. I'm fascinated about this stuff. Like, what actually causes it?
Yeah. That's really, really
is it a sense of power over someone submissive? I don't know.
I don't know, man. We'll ask Chris Hansen, bro.
Who's Chris Hansen?
Chris Hansen, bro? It's like he had the TV show Busting Pedophiles. He has a line where he's like he will like, bro, his show's fucking hectic. His podcast is fucking hectic. But yeah, Chris Hansen, bro.
American Journal?
Yeah, he's a journalist, bro. So it was actually, he was on Andrew Scholl's podcast and they asked him about Epstein.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, did you really? Like, what the fuck are you with Epstein? He was like, hey, we found stuff, but we couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, he had a TV show where like he would like groom a pedophile and then bring him to like the same location with like his house.
Yeah.
And then like the TV show would be like the pedophile sitting there, and then like he'd walk up. He'd be like, who are you? He's like,
That's awesome.
like, take a seat. He's like, who are you for? And you're just like, you're just going walking down the street. You're like, yeah, he's walking down the street, bro. It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
That's
you just
great.
bust pedophiles.
I reckon these journos have the best job.
Oh, bro,
have you seen Louis Theroux, the British guy?
Who's he?
This guy.
What does he do?
He makes he's British guy. He makes a lot of documentaries in America.
Yeah.
He made one on Scientology.
Oh yeah.
He made one on like white supremacists, Westboro. He met people from the Westboro Baptist Church, like he spent time with them, and he's got an interesting style where he just spends time with them. Like he'll drive with them, he'll walk and talk with them, and he has like he genuinely tries to understand them.
That's mad.
It's awesome. I highly.
So that's how journalism should be. You shouldn't be like, oh, Pizza gets a fucking lie, don't talk about it.
Yeah. It's so much. I don't know. Their jobs must be awesome. Just going to a white supremacist house and just learning about them, just asking them just like candid questions about who they are and stuff.
That's mad. Bro, I'd love to be Chris Hansen, bro. He is the sickest job, bro. Awesome. Busting pedophiles. That'd be a sick job.
Yeah.
Well, sum up, look up Elsagate on YouTube. We're gonna go down some creepy rabbit holes. Do a DuckDuckGo search on Pizzagate if you want to really get another fucking scary rabbit hole. And yeah, that's about it. Let's see how
and pay attention to areas on media that are normalizing.
Yeah, normalizing
sexualization.
Yeah, sexualization of children.
It's quite disturbing.
Yeah, and look at the pedophile symbols as well of the FBI website, and you start noticing it everywhere. Fucking.
Because they seem to be very sophisticated, very underground.
Yes.
So yeah, just being aware of that, I guess, is helpful.
Yeah, the question of like, there's a limit to social justice, bro.
Yeah. Cool. See you next week.
See you next week.